So, some pretty unfortunate news coming out this morning from the Chicago Bulls, although unfortunate but also was expected, as all indications were leading to the fact that Lonzo Ball being shut down for the rest of the season was in fact going to be the case. This coming after missing half of the season last year after suffering from that bone bruise, then later having the surgery to repair the torn meniscus in his left knee, and despite the expectation that he would return 4 to 6 weeks after said surgery, he of course never returned, and throughout the offseason and this season had inexplicably still been experiencing pain and discomfort in that knee that prevented him from doing any kind of basketball activities. That still remains true to this day, which is just brutal. Yes, brutal for the Bulls, brutal for Bulls fans, as Lonzo is so critical for this team's success with his playmaking, facilitating, perimeter defense, and three-point shooting. But more importantly, this is brutal for Lonzo Ball, who just cannot stay healthy in his young career. Every season since entering the league, he has had some kind of injury that has had him sit for an extended period of time. This one obviously being the longest. Dude is 25 years old, and he's having all these issues with injuries this young in his career. And I think the biggest concern here, which I talked about in a video probably about a month ago, is whether this injury is potentially career-ending. And I don't mean career-ending in that he'll never be able to play basketball again, but more in the sense, will he ever come back being the same player after this? And is this sort of that injury that leads to the downfall of injuries later on to where he's eventually out of the league in a matter of a few seasons? Obviously, I hope that's not the case, as you never want to see that happen to anyone, and especially being a Bulls fan, you never want to see that happen to a young player you just signed. For Bulls fans, scary flashbacks to Derrick Rose and how his career in the franchise was completely derailed because of his injuries. Not saying Lonzo is on Rose's level at his peak. You're talking about a top 5 player in the league and an MVP, while Lonzo hasn't even been selected as an all-star in his career. But the last thing you want is for a young point guard to have their career never reach that potential. And I know some in the past have commented on my videos regarding the concerns around Lonzo Ball's health as, dude, you're not a doctor, you don't know what you're talking about, you're not qualified to talk about this. I mean, yes, but you don't have to be a doctor or some medical expert to determine that this is not good. Just looking at the history of players who have suffered a lot of injuries early in their careers does not bode well for their long-term career outlook. So yes, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical expert, but I can also just use common sense that this isn't good. When a player has pain and discomfort in their knee that even doctors can't figure out why, and it's been going on for over a year now, yeah, that's a problem. Anyway, I know it's a short video as I need to take care of my actual day job, but wanted to jump on and share my thoughts even though this was expected for a while now. Makes a lot of sense why the Bulls brought in Dragic and promised him a prominent role. Pat Bev now coming in will also have a big role. I'm sure you guys saw Tony Bradley was waived, which I figured would likely be the case as he was never getting any playing time anyway. Another Bulls legend down. Anyway, quick reminder, I'm doing a hot takes video for tomorrow, so feel free to leave your takes in the comments below to be included in the video. As always, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.